Hello, welcome to MindBody TV. I'm Dr. Kim Duramo, and this week I'm going to be sharing about gratitude. And unlike what most people think about gratitude with like kind of an airy-fairy, yeah, yay, I'm so happy, I want to talk about the gratitude when you need it most, when you're at your most overwhelming moment, your pit of despair, the situations that seem hopeless, because it's in these moments that we most need to access that inner divine power. And gratitude truly is the key to that. So, in celebration of Thanksgiving, which is happening this week in the United States of America, I'm going to share this really powerful practice that has changed my life, and specifically something my husband has been teaching me about practicing gratitude. So, welcome. I would love to hear where you are tuning in from. Where in the world are you? How did you find this work? Are you new to the community? If you are, welcome. If you've been here for a while, I'm so glad to have you here. Please comment and share where you're from. And have you ever used your gratitude practice? Have you developed this habit, and what's it been like? For me in the past, a gratitude practice was, let me write the 10 things I'm grateful for. And this is an awesome practice, very, very powerful. And then I would kind of fall out of it, and I'd do it for a while and versus the things that give us so much power, we keep them forever. And there are so many practices I have like this. And I want to share with you a way to bring gratitude, the practice of gratitude in your life in a way that is way more powerful, that you will access again and again, and that will really be an unlimited value to you. So thank you for being here. The first thing I want to share about gratitude is it's not just like a practice or the words you say or a feeling. It is a frequency. It is a vibration. And I shared a few weeks back about the map of consciousness and Dr. David Hawkins and the way this has contributed to my work as a doctor in helping people increase their vibration, increase their consciousness. But a lot of times when we're on that vibration of like overwhelm, fear, anger, despair, hopelessness, and like, we're not able to get to those higher realms of joy, freedom, positivity, yay, gratitude. And I actually want to share what we do then. How do we open up to let it in anyway? A couple of weeks ago, I did an Instagram live with my husband, Mario Tresleone. And this is one of the nuggets that came up in that broadcast was when we need it most, we can actually just open to sensation, to let in and receive the moment, like feeling, sensing the moment. Start physically, because sometimes we're like so disconnected from our emotions, we're not able to let that emotional experience in, but just start physically. Sense your shoulders, sense your bum on the seat, sense your feet on the floor, sense a heaviness in your chest, right? Because in our toughest moments, there can be really difficult sensations. That is actually a practice of gratitude, because as he shared in the broadcast, gratitude is the willingness to let in sensation and receive the moment without resistance. Like, I'm willing to be fully alive in this moment exactly as it is. Now, this can be painful. This can be uncomfortable. This can be something we're like, no, I'm moving in the wrong direction. But that just blocks us from our wisdom. And especially in the moments where we need it most, that is not the right move. So what if we welcome in sensation, like when we're arguing with our spouse, or when we're frustrated with our kid, or when we're like late and we're really badgering ourselves, like, why didn't I handle this? And just let in the sensations of the moment, because that is an act of non-resistance. That is an act of receptivity. And that is actually an act of gratitude, because the willingness to feel the moment is a way of saying, I allow this moment into my life. I am grateful for this moment. I willingly invite the experience of this moment. And that is exactly what breaks the spell of the anger, frustration, powerlessness, overwhelm, because what you resist persists. And when we release that resistance, we allow in the miracles. And so that's one thing I wanted to share is like gratitude is a vibration, but if it feels too high, I'm so grateful for the crap coming up in my life right now, just soften your body. just let in sensation, because it's actually the same thing, but that's the point at which you can access it, the point where you can let it in, even if it doesn't seem like the typical idea of I'm so thankful. So try that practice instead actually try it right now with whatever you're feeling in the moment. Could you let this moment be one of greater receptivity? I receive this moment as it is, which is a way of blessing this moment, which is a way of giving that act of gratitude. I bless this moment. I'm willing to receive this moment. I'm willing to let it in. And what do you feel in your body? Share in the comments, because as soon as you allow in the sensation, you're automatically allowing more emotion. And you actually want that, because emotion is energy in motion. And that softening and non-resistance in the body lets the energy move. And guess what? Energy is already moving, but it's either suppressed, so it's moving more slowly, so you feel like anger, frustration, resistance, or it's moving more fluidly, so you feel it as joy. And that's when you begin to feel, oh, I'm so grateful. This is amazing. See, it comes after you've let go of the resistance. So if you're waiting for gratitude to show up or for good things to show up and then you'll feel gratitude, it doesn't work that way. You've got to be willing to feel it in order to heal it. You've got to be willing to feel and let it in, and then it gets created. So list 1 to 3 things here in the comments right now that you would like to create and to manifest. I would be so grateful if, and then put that thing in here, even if it seems impossible. 1 to 2, 3 things that you're excited about. I would be so grateful if. So it's well, I can't feel really grateful now, but I would feel so grateful if only, and throw that in here. And then I want you to feel as if that is here right now. You've had this amazing opening. You've had this amazing, unthinkable miracle. I didn't even realize this could really happen. I didn't realize this could be so easy. I didn't realize I was worthy of this. I didn't realize it was possible for this to happen so quickly. But here we are. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Say it out loud right now, no matter where you are. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I am so grateful and thankful now that. And then your brain, it doesn't know the difference between the real and the imagined. And so you will automatically get into the frequency of that level of gratitude, of that experience, whether it's right here or it's not. Your brain does not know the difference between the real and the imagined. What does this do? Well, it shifts your electromagnetic frequency. It shifts your vibration, which shifts your chemistry, shifts your neurologic, all your neural pathways. Your brain is neuroplastic, changes your mood, changes your emotion, and it changes the way you see things, changes the ideas and the thoughts in your head. It changes the perception. Then you have a spark of oh my gosh, why don't I just, and you take an action you never conceived of before. So you've got to get into the frequency first. I would feel so grateful and so thankful if, and make sure you write it in the comments, this happened now. And then let it in as if it's here now. And the more you've done that first part of the practice I talked about, just surrendering to the moment, letting in the moment more fully, the better you will be at this practice of, it's actually in the MindBody Toolkit, my first book, Act As If. The MindBody Toolkit has 10 tools you can use anytime, anywhere to activate powerful manifestation and self-healing. And this is one of them, because your electromagnetic body will ignite just by thinking about it, just by imagining it, even if you don't think it's really here now. You're a creator. It is here in vibration, and your system will manifest it into reality, but you've got to let it in first. So how do you feel when you do that? Do you get a tingly, effervescent sensation? Again, the more you practice part 1 of this exercise, the more you're going to notice what you feel on a subtle level, and the more that activates manifestation. Okay, so that kind of gratitude like opens up your system to be a better receiver for all these things that are ready to come in. So how does it feel when you do that? Sometimes we're like in such a low vibe that you're like, yeah, right. So what you want to do then, because you don't want to battle your mind. Yeah, I just got to believe it. There's doubt. There's real stuff here. Receive that first. What you resist persists. So again, the first part of this exercise is really the most important, because when you receive the moment, you're transmuting that energy. You're not trying to put ice cream on top of poop and pretend you're not so frustrated and pretend you're not so irritated. You're acknowledging it. Yes, and. So yes, and is another tool in the Mind Body Toolkit, is a way of saying like, I welcome this intention, this higher intention, and I embrace what's happening now. I embrace what's happening now and how low it might feel and how grungy it might feel and how impossible things might feel. Nobody understands me. And I allow an opening. So it's a yes and. Yes, I'm at this low vibe. And could I just let it in so that the energy begins to move? Because that's actually how you come into a higher vibration. You embody the one you are in more fully. This is the greatest act of gratitude. And this is something you can access in any moment. And it's especially when you're feeling angry, frustrated, hopeless. Like a lot of people I've seen with chronic illness and nobody has any answers for them and it just won't go away. There's like eventually you just meet this hopelessness of like, there's nothing I can do. This is impossible. I'm totally screwed. And it doesn't mean that's true. It just means it's real for you in some way. And it's time for you to just let in the experience. Doesn't mean you buy into it. Doesn't mean you believe it. Just means you don't resist it. Because that which you are cannot actually be threatened when you let in the moment. That which you are cannot be threatened, cannot be taken away. So just let that hopelessness come in. It's okay. Breathe it in, breathe it out. It's not the truth, either way you slice it. But what you resist persists, so you'll keep experiencing it as if it is the truth. So how is this landing for you? What is it happening for you where you need it most, where you most need this activation, this potency, this power, this miracle? Because as I had listed somewhere on my website, and a lot of people really appreciated this, a miracle does not go against science. It just goes against the science as we understand it. There's a lot of ways we've misunderstood science for like eons, and then we change it and we change it, we upgrade, we update, we realize, oh, that's not even true. So don't buy into like, that's the truth. Science is the exploration of the truth. We are looking for the truth. And yes, we can continue to get closer and closer and closer, but don't let the science be your ideas about science be your limiting factor, because there are miracles possible. There are things beyond what you believe and what you think is true that are ready to come in. And gratitude is one of the most powerful ways to access this. We do a practice every day on the way to school. I drive my kids to school. We have this great morning routine that works really well for everybody. Get in the car and everybody give me 5 grats. And so we either go around, we do one and then we all do one again, or like someone gives 5 and then I'll give 5 and Gianni will give 5. So Gemma always pretty much loves to jump in and get going. Thankfully, we're all kind of morning people, but it gets you in a higher vibe for your day. And so she'll share what she's grateful for, and then Gianni will share what he's grateful for, and then I'll share what I'm grateful for, and I'll feel we're all in a higher state, even if there's something bothering us. The next thing to do, so this is another like sort of third practice to practice with gratitude. So you give your grats, and now you're in a higher state. Well, guess what you just did? You ignited your electromagnetic body for potent manifestation. Great time to share your intentions. My intention today is, and I shared this in an email because Gemma started talking about, she really didn't think this was going to happen, but she's like, I really would like, there was some drama going on at school, some stuff with the other girls, and she just really intended for this to resolve, to magically resolve. All is well. I'm at peace. And when I picked her up from school that day, and she had been feeling particularly low, she's like, Mom, it came true. All of my intentions happened. And one of them was like related to her math test. One of them was related to the other kids at school, and I don't remember the third one, but all of them happened. And it takes an act of courage when you're really feeling down to let something new in. Because the mind is like, no, you don't understand. I can't have it. It's not possible. You don't know my plight. And it's sort of like doubling down on your lack. And sometimes you just need to receive compassion for yourself. And that's all it takes to be willing to open to something higher. So try that with your 3 grats, 3 intentions, and let that, heightened state bring you into heightened power for manifestation. Practice that every day for this week. Let me know how it goes. And you can share right now, what are your 3 grats? What are your 3 highest intentions? Because acknowledging this, you're activating your potency. So that's one way we play with this every day. My husband has also created a 28-day cycle where he walks his business team through this gratitude practice. And they recently offered this as an online course that you can jump in with him. You receive a prompt every day for a specific way to activate the power of gratitude in your physical body, in your electromagnetics for potent manifestation. And he will bring you through the development of that, like creating new circuitry in your body where you realize your potency and power and you utilize it, where you find compassion for what's holding you back and you transmute it. So I'm going to leave the link for that here as well. It's at alivepartner.com/gratitude. But that is a really, really great opportunity to let this live in your system. And so let this Thanksgiving be a kickoff to a more potent, powerful you. Gratitude is not just about, like I said, putting ice cream on top of poop. It is so much more. It is a way to transmute the resistance that has you not be in that heightened, receptive, powerful state. So if you're suffering from pain, fatigue, illness, weird conundrums nobody understands or has solutions for, anxiety, depression, your body can create new circuitry to carry different messages, to release that. Like, you've got to forgive the past, which is to say, bless the past. It's okay. This happened. Yes. And this happened. I fully acknowledge it. And I'm ready for greatness now. So sometimes we can't just leave the past behind and pretend it didn't exist. We have to have a completion with that. And so gratitude doesn't like cover it up and pretend everything's okay when it's not. Gratitude is a way to transmute the energy you're holding. So how is this landing for you? What is coming up for you where you need it most? What miracles would you like to see in your life? And are you willing to play with this? Are you willing to play with, maybe you don't really understand this yet. Maybe it's like, yeah, sure, that's pretty airy-fairy. I don't think so. But there's a part of you that's like, but maybe there's a spark here. Maybe there's a possibility here. Maybe she's right that there's potency in me I haven't tapped into. And would I be willing to try it out, to play with this? So there is your invitation. Play with this tool this week. Please comment here what you're noticing about gratitude, right? Is it like, oh, I'm just too overwhelmed to even deal with that? Or, yeah, I tried that. Maybe later. I don't think you're really activating the potency of what this message is. So there's something deeper in store for you. Let that opening transmute the grungy residual energies that are just incomplete emotions from the past so that you're really able to move on in your potency. So that is my invitation for you. I am grateful to have you here. I'm grateful I've connected with other like-minded individuals in the world, where for me that was an impossible miracle. I couldn't even imagine how that could happen because I felt so alone in my world, seeing through the illusions, hearing people's thoughts, having a deeper awareness of a truer realm that existed right here, right now, feeling it, sensing it. But everyone around me was like, what are you talking about? Are you crazy? And just imagining a day when when I could connect with other like-minded individuals and have like real conversations about this. Other people interested in awakening to truth, other people devoting their lives to that awakening process. We're all here. We're all here devoting ourselves to truth, to prosperity, to an awakened world. And we can only be that. You can't like make other people do it. You can only be that yourselves. But that is the spark that invites others. So I am so grateful to be in a life where I'm doing work that I love to do, that I am best at, where I am living an extraordinary life with miracles every day. I just had this amazing trip on the beach in Cabo out of nowhere, kind of. Didn't expect it to go that way and just received it. And sure, some guilt came up, like, I really shouldn't. I have all these other things I need to do, but it felt right. So I just softened and let it in. And it was one of the greatest experiences of my life. My body feeling healthy. I am so grateful. I've come through some major healing on so many levels, and let my body sort of reboot to a level from like before I had kids, like a new heightened level of a foundation of health. Having had pelvic surgery recently, I wrote about that. I also did a MindBody TV episode about that. People have asked me, hey, tell me more about that, when I've mentioned it. Well, but there was a MindBody TV episode back in September where I shared all about what happened. So huge amounts of healing that have happened for me. And I'm so grateful to be in a world where people are willing to feel. People are willing to go to the base of true healing instead of just like the superficial stuff. So I am grateful and thankful to be in this moment, to be connecting with you, to be doing the work I love and I'm passionate about, to have my children. I have 2 children. Just before 40, I met my husband and thought like, this is not going to happen. Might as well let it go. But I held on to that desire in my heart. And it was a miracle. Met him, had our daughter, years later, had our son. So if there's something in your heart that your mind is like, better hang it up, that's not going to happen, don't buy it. Keep letting in the miracles, because they come through you, through your receptivity. And use gratitude as a way to access that. I love you. I'm grateful to have you. I'm here every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. We will be broadcasting a new episode of MindBody TV to my YouTube channel, Dr. Kim Duramo. Give it a like, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share this with someone you love, and join us in the MindBody community in Facebook, where our coaches are standing by to assist you, answer your questions, and help you go deeper into this work. And again, I recommend the 28-day gratitude process. It's called the Gratitude Launchpad, where you'll have a daily prompt for a powerful mind-body activation to activate the potency of this heightened frequency in your life. Lots of love to you, and I'll see you soon.